Quick review here on Turo. Apparently, a lot of people are thinking that this is a very easy and glamorous way to make money by renting out your own car, a way to create passive income. But today I want to talk about things that most people are not telling you about until after you decide to partner up with Turo to become a host. Anyways, all of that and more in just a moment. Stay tuned. Welcome to the channel. On this channel, what I do most of the time, as per request by my viewers, is I review income opportunities, systems, platforms, and even training products. If it's make money online that you're after, or steer yourself away from a potential scam, make sure you find the subscribe button and also click on this bell notification icon. That way, every single time I go live with new helpful content, you'll be one of the very first people to get access to this useful information. Also, at any time throughout watching this video, if you're looking for a legitimate way to create up to a full-time income online, you could check out my #1 recommendation to do so underneath this video. First link in the description box below. Okay. Turo review. Pros and cons of being a host, basically, is what I'm going to cover here. And is this really passive? I'm seeing a lot of content out there by people saying, Turo is awesome, it's easy, it's almost 100% passive or 100% passive. Is this really true? Are there any things that you should be looking into? I'm thinking so. Before you decide to list your vehicle on Turo. So this video is more geared for people who are trying to make an income online by renting their cars using this platform that we are calling Turo.com. Okay. We're also going to get into pros and cons. Okay. So before I go any further, I want to say yes, people are making money with it. It is working very well for certain individuals out there, but not for everyone. Okay. But based on my findings, my research so far with Turo, I'm seeing that most people are saying yes, we're able to make profit. Okay. But with that said and done now, it's not for everyone. Here are some things to think about. I'm also going to include a link to this blog post review on my blog underneath this video for those of you who need an outline or further information. So is it really as passive? Let's find out. Let's look into this. What they never tell you before. Okay, quick. Just hold on for 1 sec. Other side, over here, up. Come on, up here. Come here. This is the guy that's making the noise, my business partner. My current business partner, coach, mentor, and financial advisor, Sonny. Okay. This is the guy I had to show you guys who's making all the noise in the background. Okay, here. Go and play with your toy. And let me, sorry guys for the technical difficulty. Go and play, and please do not bark, okay? All right, let's get back to it. Okay, first thing I want to say is if you are emotionally attached to your car, this is probably not a good idea. Okay. Renting it out to random strangers might be a painful experience for you, right? Just a little picture here. Guys like, don't worry, I'll take good care of your car. But we all know the majority of people who rent cars usually pound them a little bit, right? Some even are more excessive. I'm just thinking that most people don't truly, they won't treat a rental car as good as they would treat their own car. That's something to think about. So if you are emotionally attached to your car, I would say this might not be for you. If you have a car sitting in your driveway and it's up to Turo standards, meaning it can pass a safety check at one of their suggested or partner shops, right? And your car is just sitting there and you don't really care about all this stuff, then it could possibly work for you. Now, Turo is like Uber. Here in Canada, they have a 25%, 75% partnership. In Canada, if you decide, in the States, they have more partner programs. I'm not going to get into all of those because this video is just going to be too long. I just want to more look at the pros and cons of listing your car as a person who wants to make extra income on Turo. Okay, so this is just an example. In Canada, they have a 25% share of your fee. So whatever the fee is, the total fee, Turo is going to take 25% and they're going to give you 75%. So it's very similar to Turo. To Uber. Now, Turo is a big corporation, just like Uber, but not as big as Uber, because Uber, I think, is pretty well planet-wide. It's almost available in the majority of countries on this planet. Turo now, it's not available everywhere. It's available only in like the US, Canada, France, and the UK. Okay, I think there's like one other country as well. Now, Turo, the good thing about Turo is they provide insurance protection just like Uber, okay, at an extra fee that's charged to the customer. When customers come in, just like with a traditional rental company, they have the option of using their own insurance or purchasing extra insurance. Now, most people will opt for the extra company insurance for many different reasons, okay? One of the main reasons, I know in the past here in Canada, I was told actually by my sister who works for a big insurance company here in Canada. She said, I don't know if it's changed. It might have changed now, but this was a few years back. She told me that whenever I get a rental car, always take the rental car provider in their insurance. Because if I get into an accident or something, they don't merge it with my private insurance as on my record, okay? Now that might have changed, but still, whether it's changed or not, anytime I rent a car, I always get the protection, insurance protection from the provider itself. Okay, that way I don't have to, if anything happens while I'm driving a rental car, I don't have to get my personal insurance company involved. Now, with Turo, renters can leave a review on your service up to 5 stars. The main idea here is to get as many 5-star reviews as possible. How do you do that? You do that by providing a wonderful customer experience. So you got to go the extra mile here to do so, just like with any other venture. Now, if you get a lot of 5-star reviews, you're going to get a badge, and that badge is an all-star badge. What it's going to do, it's going to attract more customers. People who are looking to rent through Turo are going to say, well, he or she, meaning you, must be more trustworthy because you've got pretty well a higher score of 5-star reviews. Now, things that you need to think about: cars must pass a safety inspection at a cost of the rental affiliate. Okay, that means if you're going to list your car in Turo to make extra income, you've got to pay a fee to one of Turo's partner shops. They're going to tell you where to go, or they're going to give you, maybe they'll give you multiple shops to go, but it has to be a car repair shop that does inspections that Turo has already gave the green light to, and you got to pay the fee for whatever it is. And you also must have winter tires during winter months. And tires in general have to be less than 6 years old. If your tires are older than 6 years old, then you're going to have to purchase newer tires. Now, the pros here that I'm seeing are ability to make money from a car that might be sitting in your driveway, okay? A lot of people are working from home nowadays after COVID, back in 2020, changed a lot of things. And a lot of people might have cars sitting around, right? So maybe that's you. So that's a perk or a pro. You can leverage, another pro is you can leverage the umbrella of a big corporation, just like people are doing with Uber. It's not as big as Uber, but it's, it's sizable. Another pro would be an extra income stream coming into your household. Just bear with me one sec. I thought I turned this phone off. Okay, now let's look at the cons. It's not passive income, okay? Number 2, responsible for maintenance. That means you got to fix your own car. You've got to maintain your own car. Number 3, you're responsible for drop off and picking up. So the perk for people to rent through Turo, one of them anyways, is to get a rental car outside of usual business hours. So that means if someone decides to rent through Turo, you've got to either drop that car off like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever time that they want it, and you got to do it quick, or you've got to arrange for them to pick it up. I'm thinking most customers are probably going to want you to drop it off. You're also responsible for cleaning. After you get your car back, most likely it's going to be dirty. People just don't usually. Most people don't wash rental cars. They just take them back. They don't want to spend any extra money. Now, time variable here. Some renters are late, which can extend wait times. Number 6, cars can be left in very dirty conditions. I heard stories from people complaining, like I just showed you a big golden retriever, right? He's a big dog. If I rented a car, I personally would clean it after I rent it. That's just me. If I'm going to take my dog in a rental car or a minivan or a pickup truck or something sizable, SUV, and I'm going to take my dog in it, I would clean the fur off the seats. But you're going to get some people who are going to take their dogs, maybe even cats, and you're going to have to clean the fur off of that. I believe with Turo, if people leave like excessive dog fur in your car, there's going to be an extra fee that you're going to have to pay. But these are the things you got to think about. Number 7, renters usually pound your car. It's just a known thing. Number 8, renters can leave your car damaged and not want to take responsibility, even if you have pictures proving it wasn't damaged before you rented it. Now, of course, you can fight, and you're going to have to fight with them. Some people are just going to say, "Hey, we didn't damage the car came like that," even if you show them. Some people are just ignorant, right? In that case, you're going to have to go back and forth with customer service. With Turo, and most likely it can get resolved, right? Once you have proof that it wasn't damaged before you gave it to them. But it can be a little extra headache, is what I'm trying to think about. What I'm thinking about here. Number 9, small scratches and dents are not covered with Turo protection plans. Okay, I don't like that idea. Number 10, if your rental car has damage that can be covered with Turo, you have to take it to one of their approved repair shops. I heard a story of a young lady that had to wait over a month before she could take her car in, and she still ran into more wait times. So sometimes it can extend your repair times. That means if someone puts a dent in, like a big dent in your fender or quarter panel or bumper, right, front or back bumper, you could be stuck with damage on your car, and you're like, "Hey, I want to make more money with this thing. I want to rent it out, and I don't want it to look like junk." And then you might be having a downtime where you can't earn for up to a month. as what I've heard through my research. Okay. Now here's a real case study for a young lady in the U.S. who actually listed her car on Turo. She wanted to make extra income, and she did. She did make some extra income. So she made over a 12-month period $7,000 US total. But then as business owners, right, we got to think about expenses. Roughly, it was about $4,400 in expenses, meaning car payments, insurance, maintenance, tires, cleaning, etc. Okay. Now you subtract 2,600, sorry, 4,400 from 7,000. You're left. She made $2,600 in profit with one car, which is nice, but her car now has 21,000 extra miles on it and is a little more beat up than it was before, meaning the small little dents and scratches that Turo didn't cover because of their policy. In the end, she made, see my dog Sonny is even agreeing with this, in the end she made approximately, so roughly $216.67 per month in income for all of her headaches, meaning drop off, pick up, maintenance, repairs, extra cleaning, etc. So let me get to a quick conclusion. Yes, you could make money. Yes, it's working great for some people who fit the bill, who are, they don't really care that much about, or they have multiple cars and they could somehow do this affordably. Now, if you have one car and you love it, right, you're emotionally attached to it, I don't think it's a great idea. So let's see what else I found. It appears that the big rental companies, this is what I wouldn't rent through Turo. It's just my own preference, right? I've rented cars many times through Hertz, and I had a great experience. And I rather get a brand new car, but with Turo. Why would someone use Turo instead of the usual companies like Hertz, right? Thrifty, Enterprise in Canada. We have Enterprise car rental. Why would people use Turo instead of the big companies? Because the big companies are giving better deals, based on my findings so far. They're giving newer cars, and they're able to give the consumer, the customer, the person who wants to rent the car, a cheaper opportunity, right? The perk with going through Turo on the consumer side of things is you can get maybe a specialty car, an older specialty car that you'll never find with the big companies. And you can also get a car rental outside of the usual business operating hours. Okay, those are the reasons why people would go to Turo. I personally don't care about that. I just like the big companies. They give me a better deal, and I want a new car. I would just arrange for a vehicle during office hours is what my preference would be. But of course, there is a market for people who are looking for specialty cars through Turo. There are people who will rent, who will use the services of Turo, is what I'm trying to say. So I personally wouldn't list my car in Turo for extra money. I'm just emotionally attached to my car. I don't want someone pounding the heck out of my truck. Just don't want that to happen. For a couple extra $100 per month. Now, for some people, as I said, they can do better, make more monthly, and there are some people who have fleets of cars, who started out with one car, then they added another car, and they added another car. So there are people who are capable of doing these things. I just don't want the headache. My own personal preference, I don't want the headache. I don't want to meet anyone 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, strangers in the middle of the night. I don't want to get out of bed, drop my car off, or get a fleet and drop them off. To me, it's just like getting another job. But for other people, there are some people who are up through the night, maybe working on their computer. They get a call, hey, I can make some money with my car sitting out there in the driveway, and they don't have a problem with that. For me personally, my own preference is it just wouldn't I just wouldn't want to do it. Hopefully you follow me. So anyways, there you have it. Pros and cons of listing your car as a host on Turo. Hopefully you enjoyed this content here today. Make sure to subscribe. Also click on the bell notification icon. And lastly, if you are like myself and you want to earn from home without, commuting anywhere, even if it's just to drop a car off. There are some people even making money on Facebook Marketplace, dropping things off, picking up things, etc. If you don't want to do any of that and you want to leverage a proven system, you can just go underneath this video, click on the first link below to my website, thepowerhousemarketer.com. I was a Canadian truck driver over here and for years, almost 3 decades, and due to health issues, because of all the long hours, I came online, looked for a way out like some of you are doing right now, plugged into a platform, followed the training, and then eventually started seeing some income. I got really consistent with it over time and then was able to replace my income entirely. Okay, so if you're looking for maybe a side hustle to start off with, part-time income, or maybe you're just looking for a way to replace your income entirely, this system underneath might be a potential fit for you. Anyways, guys, I will see you on the next one. Take care.